I've thought about this, and that I eventually want like a red string wall of CEOs with darts in their faces and devil horns drawn to show how they're all connected.
We need people to start knowing who is behind all this and who's allowing it to happen. We are back. You thought we had maybe passed away, but we are alive and we are back and we are frothing, chomping at the bit to talk about AI. Happy 2026. Is it a happy 2026?
I don't know. We're going to talk about that.
It's been a couple weeks and we're going to talk about that. Things are looking kind of chaotic out there, but we're glad to be back, you guys. Obviously, we took a break over the holidays and each of us had some pretty intense life milestones happen over the break. Jess got engaged. Woo! And yes, and I got curtain bangs that I cut myself. And I'm honestly really happy for both of us.
Do you think that now that I'm engaged, I'll never try to get bangs again? Do you think like the engagement's just like, you can now just keep your hairstyle and your color and you no longer need to change it?
Have you ever had bangs?
Yes. I regret it every time.
Every single time you regretted it. I remember you had sort of not full-on bangs, but you had like a little bit of wispy stuff.
I look good with bangs, but I have a cowlick, so I can never... It would take 24/7 monitoring to keep my bangs doing what I need them to do. It like 24/7 monitoring, and I just can't. That's not my lifestyle.
Yeah. It's at this point in our lives when from every angle we're being told everything needs to be faster, quicker, more productive, streamline everything. You can't be having bangs with a cowlick. It's not possible. No. It's not doable.
If you want to know where I'm at in life right now, is I asked this Christmas for a pair of Crocs. I've never owned Crocs. And I got seriously made fun of for asking for them. It's because I want them for hot yoga. Like I need something to slip on and off that's like not gross to put your sweaty foot in.
Yeah.
And now I wear them everywhere.
Who has time to lace up a shoe these days?
2026 is about removing friction. We're removing friction from our lives. Like if anything is hard, instead of getting mad, just stop and recreate or like think about all the steps that just happened to you and what you can do next time so that it's a little bit easier.
I love that. We keep saying we need merch. We probably need a few more followers before we start doing merch. But when we get those followers, speaking of which, if you like the show, if you have any friends who you think should maybe know a little more about AI but don't want to be bored, make sure you recommend the show, like, follow, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But when we get more followers and we get merch, we need something saying remove the friction. Get your lube out and slide on in. No friction here, folks. Okay, this is smooth sailing. Look at me rotating in this chair right now. I haven't moved house, you guys. I'm at my cousin's house. I won't even tell you why. Let's just say I'm a bit of a nomad right now in Australia. I'm traveling all over the place. I've got my Spice Girls shirt on.
Oh, amazing. Did you hear that they're heavily rumored and it's like pretty much confirmed that they're doing the Sphere in Vegas?
Stop.
And did you end up going to Backstreet Boys?
No, I didn't. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, it was so expensive. It was like 400 and something. It was
and
like,
then do you know who was it? Who I saw posting from the Backstreet Boys concert on their Instagram?
Who?
My baby daddy and his new girlfriend. Who's $6,000 in child support arrears, but got tickets for him and his new girl to see the Backstreet Boys in Vegas. So shout out to that piece of trash. But you know what? God. I'm removing the friction, so I'm not even. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
I will make it to the Spice Girls. If the Spice Girls are at the Sphere, Jess, you and me need to go, and I don't care how much the tickets are. We'll start a fucking Patreon.
Okay, you got bangs, and they look really cute on you. Are you happy with them?
I like them a
How
lot.
new is this?
I cut these bangs on New Year's Day because I was like, New Year, new me. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the episode in our final segment, because I've been on a glow up journey since the beginning of 2026. So 2 weeks now I've been just glowing up constantly.
So we're going to talk about this because we share a YouTube channel now, and sometimes I see the shit you're watching and I'm like, what is this device that it was a tutorial on a device, and I was like, and it looked like a deadly torture device, and it was like how to use this deadly torture device on your face.
Yes,
and I was like,
I've gone to a dark.
I'm starting to think you're opening your own you're opening your own like esthetician's practice inside your home.
Okay,
illegally.
You know what I did? Okay, this is a little tangent, and we said we weren't going to do tangents, but I have to tell you this because it's so psychotic. In 2023, I decided that I wanted to start giving myself lip filler, like doing lip filler by myself. Yeah. And you could get this thing called the Hyaluron pen. If you've never heard of the Hyaluron pen, look it up. It's an unhinged like torture device where it's basically like a gun where you like shoot little bits of filler into your lip. I looked so bad. Like I looked like I had cold sores all over my lip, but I kept doing it. I did it for quite a while, and then eventually I went to the girl that I get Botox from, and she was like, "Sweetie, oh my God, what did you do?" And I didn't want to tell her that I'd done the Hyaluron pen because I knew she would be horrified.
Right.
So I just said like, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. And she fixed it for me. But yeah, if you've never, I'll talk more about this later, but like, I'm flying pretty close to the sun with my glow up right now. And I could get to the point where I glow so hard that I catch on fire. So, let's see. You guys will come with me on the journey, and if I show up one day looking like maybe something went wrong, it probably means that something went very wrong.
Well, somebody's got to do it so that you can tell us what to do and what not to do.
Do it.
Someone has got to go try all this shit out that people are advertising to us all the time, and let us know if it's worth it.
I will. I promise. Well, more to that later. But
yeah.
Okay. So listen. Let's pull out our outline. You guys, you know what? We're trying to, I don't want to say be more professional, because we're never going to be NPR. We're always going to be a little bit silly. But what we are doing now is we are sort of breaking up the show into little shorter segments. We want to give you more info. We'll still do some in-depth discussions on things, but there's so fucking much happening in the world of AI that we want to try and give you as much info as possible each episode without, having you turn it off. Like, we want to stay fun. We want to stay relevant. We want to stay cute and sexy. Brief. Yeah. So, without further ado, shall we?
Let's go.
Wait, do you want to talk about your engagement at all?
I got engaged in Japan. If you can't tell, I've got so much Japan shit everywhere. I've got 18 Godzillas. And we got engaged in Kyoto, and it was absolutely magical, and I'm obsessed with my ring. And
can you show the ring to the camera? Like, can you do one of those? You know how people do like a...
Oh my, look, I feel like it looks like I have hairy knuckles, but I don't. It's just...
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Good job, Mike.
I love it so much.
Good job, Mike. Okay.
Okay, I'm burning to talk to you about the Australian social media ban. It happened pretty late in the year, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. And it's so unbelievably fascinating to me. Australia continues to just be like a beacon of hope right now. And it is a huge deal. I think it's a huge deal, but I'm not living in it. So I'm really curious if you've experienced or what's going on in Australia, and you have a little one who likes to scroll. So I'm really curious.
She loves to scroll. Yeah. Okay.
I'm really curious what's going on.
That's true. This happened towards the end of last year. Obviously, we broke for our holiday break in November, and we're only just coming back now. So we haven't had a chance to fully talk about this. I am in a weird sort of gap of being affected by this, where my little one's 6 years old. So that is still at the age where they know what social media is, but they haven't yet started begging to get their own accounts. The funny thing is, like, when I go in and open my own Instagram account or whatever in Australia, it never, like, requested my age. So I don't actually know how they're vetting people who already have accounts. And also, I don't know how they're even vetting people who are trying to sign up for a new account. Like, is it going to be, like, a porn site where you have to click a button saying, yes, I'm over 18, and they just go, okay, here you go? Or is it going to be the type of thing where you have to upload an ID? I'm not exactly sure of that yet. But I was doing a little digging online, and people are mad. There's one Reddit thread that I found the other night as I was looking into this that is, I just want to read you a teensy weensy little bit. So this was posted in the forum, Child Free forum on Reddit. So it says, I'm shaking with rage right now. Australia passed the world's first laws banning everyone under 16 from having social media accounts. No exemptions, no parental consent loophole, straight up illegal. Platforms have under a month to figure out how to age verify every single user or face millions in fines. And whose fault is this? Parents. 1000% parents. You couldn't put the iPads down in front of your toddlers. You let them doom scroll TikTok at age 8 because it was easier than actually parenting. You posted their every milestone online for likes and now act shocked when they're anxious, depressed, and addicted. You screamed, think of the children, every time a politician needed an easy headline. So now the government is treating every single one of us like we're the irresponsible ones. I'm 33, child-free by choice, and have to jump through age verification hoops, probably handing over my driver's license to some sketchy third-party company because Karen and Kevin couldn't say, my kids can't handle boundaries. This is what happens when you choose to reproduce and then outsource parenting to algorithms, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, they're mad. They're pissed.
I think a 12-year-old wrote this.
Kevin and Karen have pissed this guy off or this gal off. And then there were a lot of comments underneath that were like, yes, this is the parents' fault. The parents should be responsible, blah, 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 blah. And on behalf of the parents, I want to say one thing in our defense. And listen, I'm sometimes like a really kind of lousy parent in that I often do use screens to babysit my kid, especially as a single parent who works, because a lot of the time I can't afford a babysitter and I need to get shit done. I think I've talked about this before. It's like sometimes it's literally the only option if I need to get something done. If I need to do a load of laundry, if I need to like cook or plan meals, who am I kidding? I don't cook, but you know what I'm saying. But I will say one thing that I think is really positive about this ruling is that as a parent, you're often faced with your kids asking you for things that you have to make a judgment call on. And sometimes it's really freaking hard to make that judgment call. You're sort of looking around at what other people are doing, being like, I don't freaking know. Like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the kid. Like, should my kid be eating this? Should my kid be allowed to go out and ride their bike on their own? Or should I supervise them? Should I let them, go to a friend's house to sleep over without talking to the parents? Like, you're winging it. You're freaking winging it. And I was honestly starting to get stressed about things like my daughter getting to the point where she sees other friends of hers getting a cell phone or other friends of hers on social media and saying to me, well, my other friends are doing it. Why can't I do this? And this law, this ruling makes it really freaking easy to be like, sorry, babe, it's illegal. So it kind of takes that pressure off parents of having to make a really hard judgment call and having our kids bully us into doing something that we don't know if it's bad for them. And yeah, people might be like,
100%.
oh, you shouldn't let your kids bully you. But like, they do. They bully us. They really bully us.
Yeah. My niece is 5 and she's like, if you say anything to her, she kind of looks at you like, try me. Try me.
Yes,
She doesn't say that.
so
But
mean.
she gives me that look. Okay. I first of all think blaming on the parents is the stupidest. We said we weren't going to swear, but I'm going to say it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
I think we have to be allowed to swear this year because shit's getting wild
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we're going to swear.
We're calling it
okay?
now. But yeah, we're going to be swearing this year. We just have to.
We can't
We have
not.
to.
It's like shit's hitting the fan. So I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
fucking shit is hitting the fucking fan.
Fucking shit is hitting the fucking fan, bitches. Like, buckle up. So maybe if we get to a point where we're able to do this as our full-time jobs, we'll do a bleeped version for those at home who don't want to hear our swearing. But until then,
About blaming the parents. So first of all, like you said, it's not just it's the government making a judgment call, but I mean, I'm not a parent, but I know how tough it must be to try to make a healthy choice for your kid when the other parents in your circle are not making the same choice. Not everybody is going, a group of parents aren't going to decide this is the day all our kids at the same time get a cell phone. So even if it's 2 days later, the parent is going to be suffering from 2 days. And what all these big tech companies have done is they've put us into these social media networks and these communities where no matter how much we want to be off Facebook, you have to say goodbye to your resources, your community. Maybe you're in a mom's group. Maybe you're like, that's where I don't know, you're on Facebook Marketplace, or maybe that's where like your club meets. Like maybe it's the only place where you see pictures of your niece or whatever. It's like they've locked you in, and to make a choice for a kid not to be in whatever all the other kids are doing is like it's you're really isolating them. And when you collectively do it, I know it's going to be painful for the kids now, but I think that I think Scott Galloway said this, it's a huge gift to the future of Australia.
Huge gift. You're totally right about that. It's like that herd mentality. It's so hard to break away from the pack once the ship has sailed and once everybody's doing it. And Jess, that book that you got me onto, Enshittification by, what's the guy's name?
Corey Doctorow.
Corey Doctorow. So I've just started. I'm only about an hour. I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm only about an hour in, but he talks about that, how it's like part of the reason why people can't get off or struggle to get off a particular social media outlet is because that sometimes it's how they keep in touch with their friends. Anyways, we're going to talk more about this later, but we want you all to read that book or listen to that audiobook if you would like to come on this journey with us, because it is fascinating. It's a great book.
Absolutely. And we're going to be using that word a lot this year. I think, although this is an artificial intelligence podcast, I think it's going to evolve into a criticizing big tech podcast, and AI is in everything now. So it's the enshittification of our lives via tech is something I'm really fired up about, and we're going to talk about more today. But should we move on to our 2026 predictions?
Let's do it. I went full doomsday with my predictions, but let's go. I know you're usually a little more optimistic than me, so do you want to go first?
No, why don't you go, since yours is a little more doomsday, why don't you go first and I'll end us on a
So
more
that you can
positive.
put a positive spin on things.
Yeah,
All right, let me pull up my predictions. Here we go. Okay. My predictions for artificial intelligence and tech-related stuff for 2026. Flip phones will become the new status symbol. So I'm talking like your little, what do you call it, Motorola, a non-smartphone. That will be like carrying around like a Cartier purse or whatever the fuck Cartier makes.
Do you mean from like a price point, or just like from, I mean, I'm thinking Paris Hilton in 2000, whatever the hell.
Yes, exactly. So I'm thinking that it will start by being about like, I am prioritizing myself and I am giving myself space from the outside world, and I am unreachable, unbothered, untouchable. Like,
Yeah.
if
You don't talk
wanna
to
get
me, you
in
talk to my
yeah.
people. Yeah.
You don't talk to me, you talk to my people. That's exactly it.
Love
And
that.
then in turn, I think that while first of all, if you want to get real precise about the prediction, I think first of all, people are going to be getting like vintage phones and stuff off eBay. But then I think the big companies, the bougie companies, are going to catch on that this is the hot new thing, and they're going to start releasing very sleek new versions of the flip phone that don't have the internet necessarily on them. Maybe they have Google Maps, because we all kind of need Google Maps, I think.
Yeah, it's called the dumb phone. This is a product. I never tried one, and people have one, but I think you get it in addition to your smartphone. So,
Interesting.
but
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't used it, but I haven't seen like a luxurious designer one. I think that's a really fascinating prediction, and I can totally see it happening. And
The
I would love to see it on the red carpet. Can you imagine
oh,
that as an
can
accessory?
you imagine just like,
Oh, iconic.
hello? Okay, so that's my first prediction. My second prediction. I'm getting doomsday now. Like, you're really going to have to bring our audience back from the brink of despair after this, but I'm just going to go real dark. I predict that 30% of US desk jobs, and that means like every job that involves using a computer every day, will be eliminated by AI this year. And with that, I think salaries will continue to drop, and we'll see more people trying to become entrepreneurs because regular salaries won't be enough to live off of. And then my last little tidbit in this point is that I think the US will start decriminalizing sex work due to a lack of viable job opportunities for regular citizens. Your face.
I didn't read that second sentence of the outline where you wrote that.
That's my prediction.
You just jumped to Cyberpunk 2077. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait till next year when we review this.
Review. Yeah. So, any
love
thoughts?
that.
Do you think I've lost my marbles? I've gone
I
full doomsday.
I
Not that there's
don't-
anything wrong with sex work, and sex work isn't doomsday. We love sex workers, all right? We love you. But that's
look,
what I think is going to happen.
I think that I don't know about the sex work thing, but I do think that and this depends on any given day that you ask me, but today I think AI, in terms of replacing the average laptop white collar worker, is going to hit a lull, except for software engineers.
Okay.
I think it's gonna.
Interesting.
I'll talk about this in my
Okay.
prediction as a response to yours.
Okay, I love that. A call and response. I want to hear your prediction, but then for your homework, I want you to listen to this podcast, or this episode of this podcast. It is the Artificial Intelligence podcast. It's two guys, they're computer guys, tech guys, and they have an episode about Claude Code. And it's a long episode. It's a really dense episode. I don't know if a bunch of our listeners would be super into it because it's like very, very, very tech heavy. But I listened to the whole episode, and that is what convinced me that jobs are just going to be dropping like flies. So I'll send you the link to that. And also, if any of you guys of our listeners are interested to hear that, we can, I'll link the show. But that's what pushed me over the edge, listening to that episode.
So I think we should swap. So I have a podcast that convinced me of my point of view. It was Ed Zitron, because he thinks that AI is just not anything. I mean, he thinks
Right.
it's something, but he does not believe in its
Power.
future.
Yeah.
Yes, and he convinced me that it's like not going to. I mean, maybe spending on AI will just continue to get worse, and we have to continue to lay people off. But he convinced me that AI is not going to turn enough revenue to prove that it can fully replace somebody. So,
Ooh.
but I don't know. I don't
We'll
know.
switch. We'll switch
We should.
homework. And we'll come back and talk about this next week as to whether or not we've been swayed by the other one's evidence that we're bringing to the table. Oh, I love this. Okay, I'll give you my very last prediction, then we'll jump to your predictions. Last prediction, realizing that the AI race is pretty much down to the US versus China, other countries like Australia, the UK, Asia, blah, 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 will become more strict with their AI laws. And then I put in parentheses, and this will eventually save them from the collapse of their individual societies while America crumbles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but again, I'm just picturing like 2077. If these are predictions for 2077, I totally believe that all of them are going to happen.
Really? Look, I'm impatient. I want to see shit hit the fan even more this year. Like, I think we're on track. Okay, so that's it. That's it from me. Do you have any questions, or should we dive into yours?
I talk about US and China too. So I'm gonna bring that up. Okay, here's what I want to say about the US and China.
Okay.
China is in a good position to win the AI race right now because Trump just agreed to let NVIDIA sell their AI chips to China. After saying no forever and holding off on it, he caved, I guess, because he's friends with the CEO and Jensen Huang, and was like, fine, you can sell your chips to China. And China, historically, is known for, because everybody, all the CEOs and all the greedy billionaires, they are desperate to sell to China because they want money.
Yeah.
They don't care about our politics or our if they're gonna dominate us. They just want to make money. That's all that matters. So they're desperate to go to these Chinese markets. And this is a problem for social media companies because China uses social media for evil more than the US does. But
I actually didn't know that.
I mean, they use it all to surveil. China has historically taken US products, like whenever they get into the country, they get a US product, they reverse engineer it, and then they make their own, and then they push out the US product from the market. This happened with, the vacuum robots.
Nano?
Roomba.
Oh,
Roomba.
Roomba.
Yeah. Bankrupt because the Chinese floor vacuum got bigger and better and cheaper, and then they came to the US market, and now people are buying those. So it happened with electric vehicles. Tesla didn't succeed in China, and now they have better electric vehicles that are a lot more popular. And the only thing that is holding back China from, did I just say China like Trump did? China? I think I did. The only thing that's holding China back is chip manufacturing. And we just gave it to them.
We just handed it to them on a silver platter.
We just literally handed it to them. So that
good luck, China.
Trump's friend Jensen Huang can do whatever the hell he wants. So yeah, I think might have called it
ended the race. Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing. And historically, this has been not something that the U.S. will do. Like, they hold back their most innovative technology from China for a reason. So this is like a really insane choice, an extremely un-American choice. And I think that it's just one in many steps that is slowly turning even the right against Trump. So it's really, really dumb decision.
This is crazy because it's crazy to me, if I'm understanding this right, because the US government is so determined not to enforce any AI restrictions, claiming that we don't want to lose the AI race, and yet they just handed the AI race over to China. Like, what's going on there? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Are they just dumb, or is there something more sinister, or is it that... what do you know? I'm so confused.
So, I mean, first of all, the China AI race is, if it's coming from a CEO, it's definitely BS, because they're not worried about that. They are worried about, they don't want any regulation. So they're going to use that to appeal to politicians and the American people. They're very interested in getting in the Chinese market. And the argument for selling chips to China is, well, if they're using our chips, then we get to decide. We're setting the standard for what kind of chips they use. But again, China they are known for reverse engineering and creating their own. So this is just going to sustain them while they figure out how to make their own chips. And that's a lot of people are are making chips now besides NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is on top now, but it may have competitors in the future. And so I think even though the race between China and the US is a serious one, and like we don't want China to win the AI race, that is just, they're saying that, but they're not living by it, because that's just something they say to get politicians and citizens to be like, oh yeah, we should let them do what they want. But yeah, it's a bunch of baloney.
All right, next prediction.
Okay, this is my first one. I haven't even got to my first
okay.
one. Okay, here we go. I'll make it quick. Critters. If you've been following us since the beginning, we talked about this somewhere on a channel. Critters was the 3D animated movie that OpenAI announced last year, and they said was going to be at Cannes this year. They said it was a fully AI generated movie visually. They said they were going to get real writers and real voice actors. I believe that this is not coming out this year. In fact, I believe that it may disappear forever and we will never hear about it again. There has been no developments on this movie since that broke. I mean,
Nada.
I'm in the animation community, so I should work a little bit harder to investigate, but like I haven't seen anything about it.
Nothing.
Actually, I'm going to make this my goal of 2026 is to find one person who's worked even if it was for the first 5 minutes. But the other thing is too, is I'm sure none of them are admitting it. They're probably quietly working on it.
This is the thing. It's like you want to premiere at Cannes. Like, I know Cannes has a big like advertising and tech sector, but it's also, weren't they trying to premiere in the film festival?
Yeah.
The film festival that
I mean, I don't know if that means it would be up for an award. They just said they were going to premiere there.
At the film festival, where like the most prestige, like art house, like the Cannes Film Festival is like way more artsy and art house than like the Golden Globes or the Oscars or Sundance. Yeah. Like, it's about fucking art. It's about like, I mean, look at the things that have won the Palme d'Or, however you want to say that. Like, I mean, it's like art films, but it's like serious artists. Like, they're gonna get booed, and also the audiences at Cannes are notorious for, like, when they don't like something, they will do like a 10-minute booing ovation. Like, is that a word? Like they'll do like a 10-minute
booing sit down. Yeah.
So like, I can imagine people would go and protest the shit out of that and be like, "Get out of our film festival! You're not a film. You're disgusting."
I think that this was announced knowing that this is never going to happen. Like, I just don't believe it for a second. It might have been canceled the second after they released after the press release. Like, I think this is solely hype generation. And the short that it's based on is like the shittiest thing I've ever seen. It's
so bad.
I don't think they're going to pull it out.
Right. I think you might be right. Yeah.
Okay, the next prediction. I think we will witness an epic viral, like, front page headline about a viral hacktivist moment. Oh. And this, I'm inspired by a story that happened a few weeks ago, where a woman went to a conference in Germany. And I don't know what panel it was, but she was in a pink... This is a woman. She was in a pink Power Ranger suit, and she's a hacker. And she went on stage, opened her laptop, projected her laptop on the screen, hit enter, and like code starts running. And she starts deleting all these websites. And it's white date, white hire. It's all like whites only websites. And it literally looks like she's hacking the mainframe. The first code is like changing admin password, and then she deletes everything. And people are cheering, and it made a bunch of headlines. I feel like hacktivism is going to be all over the place in
I
2026.
love that. Like, let's get some Mr. Robot justice happening, because I feel like in the past, hacking is often used for shitty things. Like, remember when they hacked all the celebrities' nude photos and like erotic pictures that they'd sent to their boyfriends and stuff? I'm like, really, guys? Like, can't we hack for good? Because
Yeah, they're
I'm
called
down to hack
hacktivists.
for good. Like, let's do this. I love that idea.
Well, I think AI is going to make it a lot easier to penetrate the like bigger companies' security thresholds. And also for foreign countries. But I think AI is allowing us to, as long as we're in this era right now where there's like models out there that people can experience, open source models that people can experiment with, hopefully there will be a little bit rebellion.
I'm kind of excited. I want someone to hack the unredacted Epstein files and all the like classified documents. I mean, not all of them. We don't want to start a world war, but
Yeah.
we would
I
like
want
to
someone to
see.
just delete Facebook. So that we can all finally delete our accounts that we've been trying to delete
that
forever.
would be amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my God, free us from Facebook.
That would be awesome.
Please.
That'd be awesome. I don't care. I don't care that I won't see that my shitty digital camera photos from 2007. Like I don't care.
No one wants to see their wall posts from 2010 and how cringe they were. No
Yeah.
one wants to be reminded of that. Really.
Yeah. Okay. That was my second prediction. My third prediction, which is related to yours, is LLMs won't get much better for everyday people in 2026. That's not that they won't get better, but they're not going to get much better for everyday tasks that people use them for.
Okay.
I think AI again is going to get smarter. It's going to get way better, but I don't think it'll move the needle for people like you and me who are at a desk job or just running a podcast. I think it's often happening now when like a new feature comes out or someone says, AI can do this now. And it's like, well, cool. But that's not impacting, it hasn't yet impacted my, like my job is still valuable. Or it's not helping me save an insane amount of time.
Yeah.
I think that it won't make much more consumer revenue. I think people will still continue to invest in it, and big companies will still continue to invest in it. But I don't think we're going to see a huge boom in ChatGPT user. It'll grow, but I don't think it's going to be this like, I don't think there's going to be any big update to ChatGPT or any other popular ones where everybody's going to flood to it. I think it'll be a slow adoption, but I don't think we're going to double our user count in 2026.
Do we know what percent of the population uses LLMs regularly? Do we have any stats on that?
I don't know the percentage. It's not as much as you think. ChatGPT has 8 million users, 8 million monthly users, and a lot of those are free.
Many.
Yeah.
That's not that many.
Not compared to social media companies. It's like sad compared to social media companies.
Wow. Okay.
But my point of saying all that is everybody's attention is going to turn away from LLMs and all to robotics. Like we're going to be like, LLMs, cool. You can write us an email. Awesome. You can summarize an email. Cool. I want someone to do my dishes. That robotics are booming. In China, they're way ahead of us in robotics. But robotics is progressing super fast, and LLMs are based off language models, right? Robotics are based off real world models, which are being developed constantly. And there's a new story about a new real world model every day. We're going to have some serious robotic consumer products like start to come our way. And I think that's all we're going to care about in 2026.
Well, yeah, when I start reading about robotics, I get super overwhelmed. And I know Elon has come out and said that his Tesla robots will effectively end poverty completely and also eliminate the need for anyone to work unless they want to work. So I guess, and also instead of having a universal basic income, it won't be a basic income. It'll be a universal, like, cha-ching cash money flowing to everybody. And
Sure.
for someone who refuses to pay like decent amount of taxes, I'm like, I can't imagine that Elon's priority is ending poverty and doing anything good for humanity, really. But yeah, the whole robotics thing is wild, and I can't quite wrap my head around it. It does freak me out, but I will say, if it leads to more viral videos of robots breaking mirrors and smashing plates and
Sign me the hell up.
sign me up, and falling on stage during tech weeks, like, please, like, sign me up.
Okay, my last thing, it's don't even have to talk about it. I'm just gonna say it.
Just say it.
AI glasses. They're not gonna catch on. They're not gonna make enough money. Where Meta and many other companies are obsessed with wearables, and I don't think glasses are ever going to catch on, because we're in a year, which I want to talk about this more later, but we're in a year where people are trying to get off their screen.
Yeah.
Like, this is common now. This is not just a few people who have been enlightened who want to step away from their screen. Everybody wants freedom from their
Everyone.
screen.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would you put a screen on each of your eyes?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. There's a lot of nerds out there. There's a lot of creepy dudes.
Not enough
I mean,
to I don't know, sustain Meta's AI department.
yeah, you're
or
right. You're right.
AI glasses department.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, any glasses that can take photos of people, like, secretly, it's giving peeping Tom. I'm sorry, but, like, enough. We don't need them. It's not necessary. Maybe people who are blind or something, like, maybe for them, like, you know, like, great. But the vast majority of us, we don't need those fucking glasses. Use your brain. Don't be a peeping Tom. Like, just stop.
Meta is investing so much time and money into the AI glasses, and they just essentially dismantled their entire VR department to focus on this, and I think that is a huge mistake.
I hope it blows up in their face.
I hope it blows up so bad. I'm sorry for all people who work there, but, like, I hope that it blows up in their face.
Okay, I like those predictions. Shall we move on to our next segment? Okay, let's go on to our headline for the week. Do you want to walk us through this? Because
I do.
I'm going to say way too many swear words if I'm the one who has to walk us through this, because I'm filled with rage.
Okay. So I wanted to talk today about the Grok AI image generation controversy that's going on right now. And it's had several developments from, you probably heard about this over your Christmas break when you were scrolling, because it was such a big deal. And I wanted to talk about it, not just because it's a hot topic, but there's a lot of little details in this timeline that are really interesting. And I'm going to kind of talk us through what's been going on in timeline form. So on Christmas Eve, X, which is formerly known as Twitter, owned by Elon Musk, and his company XAI. So on Christmas Eve, X quietly released a new feature where you can just basically, let's say AOC posts a picture on Twitter, you can just comment and tag Grok and say, put her in a bikini, and it'll generate and post that image right onto Grok. Or right onto X. And sorry, Grok is Elon Musk's ChatGPT. So, like, basically X, his company XAI, and Grok are all in this same category. Then at the end of December, so many people were using Grok on X and posting inappropriate photos that it kind of blew up, because people were nudifying women. There's no evidence of nudifying children, but there's undressing of children and children in suggestive poses. And this is happening to celebrities, politicians, but also to people who are just being bullied by men who aren't even famous. And it was hard to get them down. Elon didn't say anything or do anything about it. And if you wanted to get it down, you had to plead and beg. And maybe someone would come around 3 days later, if you were lucky, and help you take it down. And also, X, all the big social media companies used to have huge moderation teams. And after Trump, they got rid of them. So there's just not enough people to even if they wanted to moderate the situation. So then the countries started coming out of the woodwork. Of course, not the U.S., but France got pissed off and threatened investigation. India got pissed off. Malaysia issued notices. And Musk tried to say, he posted something that was like, users, don't do it.
Naughty
and he thought that would,
boys.
yeah, he just said, please don't, users will get in trouble if they do this, knowing that that's not the solution. He needed to do something about it besides just tell his users to stop. And then the UK spoke up, and the UK is really, they put the hammer down on tech harder than anyone. They called it disgraceful, and they threatened an investigation and even threatened to ban X, which is a big deal. Okay, so then U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna and other politicians to follow on the right kind of clap back and were like, we're going to put sanctions on the UK if you try to
That is
ban
wild.
X.
And
I
I need to pause. I added, Jess is laughing because I added into our notes document, let's put this bitch on blast, talking about Anna Paulina.
I don't even know what
What's
she
her
looks
name?
like.
Anna fucking, God.
Anna
where is
Paulina
she?
Luna. Oh, she's scary.
Okay. So I took a very quick look. I was like, who is this bitch? What kind of woman would want this? I can understand if it was a creepy, dirty old man, but no, it's one of these idiot MAGA women. And if you just take a little look at her Wikipedia page, she is absolutely just on the wrong side of history with literally everything. She loves guns. She's one of those super, super anti-abortion in absolutely every case women. She's literally just so embarrassing on every single level. Anyways, sorry, I hate her, and I wanted to put her on blast real quick. Back to the story now.
It is gross. And the thing is, too, is it is pretty bad for a country to ban an entire social media account. That's bad because you're basically, it's like if we were all on Facebook, which we're not, and we were all connected and our country was just you can't have this anymore. They would be silencing all those people who use Facebook to communicate, or maybe for their businesses. So that's pretty bad. But look, this was a threat against Grok. Nobody is thriving on Grok except for the tech bros. Yeah. This is not a situation where, and I'm sorry, but if you're allowing people to generate child porn, you cannot exist. You just can't.
It's disgusting. Enough, people. Enough. Seriously.
It's insane. So, and it's Elon Musk is somehow now automatically supported by the right, so they can protect him, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So all these countries come forward. The UK comes forward. They threaten to ban X, and then the U.S. State Department, after this congresswoman came through and also warned of travel bans for UK officials if they block X.
Oh my God.
It's
insane.
Can you believe that? And nobody fights to protect children harder than the right. So
yeah,
I think this is a bad move for politicians on the right. I'm sorry, why are you fighting against this? It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And then California came through, and
it's that thing with where the far right, it's like they want to protect children when they're unborn, and then as soon as they're born, they're like, we don't care about you anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's the this isn't the most fascinating, but the thing that is really crazy in all of this, and Enshittification talks about this a lot too, is Apple and Android get to decide who has an app on their store and who gets to be in their marketplace. Not only do you get to be in our marketplace, but we're going to take a massive cut. And but the reason that this is good is because we're going to make sure nobody's putting sketchy apps on our app store, or apps that might give you a virus, or apps that aren't good. Like, we're going to make the app store a nice place. We're going to keep the market nice. And they have regulations that apps should not include content that is offensive, insensitive, upsetting, intended to discuss, and exceptionally poor taste. And these are Google's words, or just plain creepy. And they are known to get rid of apps that even infringe a little bit on this. And if you're familiar with the lawsuit that happened a few years ago that went dragged on forever between Apple and Epic Games has their own store that you can buy games from, and they sued Apple because of the market dominance and how they were charging them 30% just to have their app on an iPhone. And Apple's defense was the Epic Games Store sells sexy games, and they have suggestive games, and we don't, that's against our regulations, so we can't allow that.
Is it really against your regulations? Well,
yeah. And so the fact that Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, have not taken down this app is a very clear sign. Because if this were just a few years ago, they would have. This is like Elon is in charge. He is in charge. And they're silent. They've been totally silent. They haven't commented. They haven't said anything. This is not
this.
I'm telling you, this is all coming to a head. I think these tech companies have been behaving so unbelievably badly that I do genuinely believe it's going to take a turn. They have, just like your skincare routine, have flown too close to the sun. And I do think that they're going to suffer from it.
I want to start doing something on this podcast. I want to start, like, not full-blown doxing people, but like naming and shaming. Like, I think people need to get more clued in about who is allowing shit like this to happen. So, as I'm editing these podcasts, friends, family, loved ones, listeners, I'm going to start putting people's fucking faces, their headshot, their link to their complaint page on their company, or their feedback page on their company, or their socials if they have socials. So Sundar Pichai and fucking Tim Cook, listen, most people know who Tim Cook is, but Sundar probably not as many. I'm going to put their pictures up. Bada bing, bada boom, and I'm gonna link to wherever we can reach out to them, so that if people want to take some action, they can hit them up and be like, "Yo, what's up with this? What's up with this, bro? Epic Games, you said you don't want nothing cheeky, you don't want anything creepy, and now you're allowing this. Like, what's up?"
I feel like I've thought about this, and that I eventually want like a red string wall of CEOs that is just like, with darts in their faces and devil horns drawn to show how they're all connected,
and shame them. Like, we need people to start knowing who is behind all this and who's allowing it to happen. Because what's that quote? It's like, for evil to thrive, it's just that other people have to, or good people have to, like, stand back and do nothing. And I'm not saying that Tim Cook and this Sundar Pichai are good people, but like they're flying under the radar right now. No one is like coming for them really. People do come for Elon. People think Elon's disgusting. He's like a poster boy for being disgusting. But these other guys are kind of like acting like they're respectable dudes, and they're fucking not. Do you know what I used to do when I was really bored? This is pretty this is part of my mental illness, but I used to go on the sex offender website and I would just browse sex offenders in my neighborhood.
I used to do that too, actually.
Yeah, I once found a
you can
sex
see.
offender. You can see their photo. You can see their address. I lived above a pedophile, and I was like, well, good to know. I didn't do anything. It's not like I left notes on his door being like, you're a pedophile. But I was like, okay, good to know. Good to know who I maybe need to like keep a little distance from, And so I want to create like an offender registry for corporate billionaire overlords who are being shady as fuck. I'm not going to do it probably.
I genuinely think that that's the difference between digital, or like what's stopping digital activism for being even more of a thing, is that we are targeting Trump and politicians, and it's like, and we don't know the names of CEOs and we don't know their faces.
And
it's for a reason. Yeah. So I do feel like they're the ones running our country right now.
Yeah.
So
the billionaires are running the country, and we're going to start naming them. That's going to be my little side project. It's going to take me a minute, but if anyone wants to help me, let me know.
Yeah. Also, if anyone listening to this started a podcast, like a video podcast or a YouTube channel, and then quit and has a bunch of equipment lying around,
let us know.
We really need that.
We're poor. Please help me. I'm poor. Okay. Yeah. This is wild. I mean, it's so gross. Is that it? Should we move on? I think I'm going to vomit in my mouth. Let's move on. Okay. We're wrapping up here, guys. Last little segment. We're circling back to my skincare routine, you guys. Okay. So anyone who's listened to this podcast for a while probably knows I'm a little vain, right? I'm a little vain, and I'm an elder millennial who is not wanting to age. I'm trying to age backwards. But also, in this economy, who has a shit ton of, extra money lying around to be spending on Botox, filler, yada, yada, yada. So I'm trying to basically create a skincare routine that is going to be more sustainable in the long term. Now, this has taken me on very, very deep dives around alternative types of skincare. Jess, as you mentioned, you and I now share a YouTube channel, and you've probably seen our algorithm, I'm guessing, showing you things like red light masks, maybe face yoga videos. Are you seeing any face yoga? I've been doing a lot of face yoga.
No, I saw at-home Pilates, though.
At-home Pilates, yep. I'm looking at, so all kinds of stuff. So
I saw a video that's like, get your ass into shape in a week or something like that.
You fat ass bitch, get that booty rising.
I mean, I was like, oh, cool, nice. She's working out. Like, that's great.
Listen, my butt is rock hard right now. I'm not going to lie. But, okay, so I'm trying to cut back on Botox and do more like sustaining longevity type stuff. Not a quick fix. It's more about sustaining. I got myself a red light mask. I did a ton of research on those. It's a bit of an investment, but it's supposed to have a lot of long-term effects. I'm doing a ton of serums, right? All kinds of serums. I'm trying microneedling. I'm doing face yoga. I'm doing like all this bullshit. Peptides, freaking like growth factors, like all this shit. And supplements, like supplements out the wazoo. But now my Instagram algorithm is showing me all these skincare people. Like it's just skincare. And it is taking advantage of me. I'm buying a lot of shit that I don't need. It's fully taking advantage. The targeted ads are on point. But it is, it's showing me a lot of skincare influencers. And when I see somebody who looks sort of like naturally gorgeous, I take a bit more of a deeper look, right? So the other day I stumbled across this account I saw this beautiful girl, like gorgeous. And I was like, God, she is stunning. She's glowing. She's gorgeous. And so I clicked onto her page. Her Instagram handle is Lainey Lately. And I was like, she's adorable. I'm scrolling through her stuff. She's super positive. She's just like a lifestyle influencer. And I was like, she's the kind of woman I wish I had been in my 20s. Instead of getting terrible tattoos and bleaching the fuck out of my hair and drinking liters and liters of vodka, I wish I'd been doing what she's doing. And then I took a closer look, and it said AI, under her little profile bio, it said AI creator. And I was like, oh, so she's making AI videos. Like she's, I don't know, like maybe a producer, and yeah. So I'm looking to try to see like what AI videos she's making. And then I realized, oh no, she's a creator who is AI. She's not real. She's not a real person. Lainey is a bot. And I was...
Instagram?
Yeah. Take a look. Lainey.lately. So I was both extremely relieved. I was so relieved that someone this perfect was not real. But also a little embarrassed that I fell for it, especially because I'm constantly looking up AI. And then, of course, as soon as I realized that she was AI, it became blatantly obvious. And I was like, how could I have been so stupid? But like, it was a shock. And then since then, because I followed her because I wanted to talk about her on this podcast. And since then, the algorithm has been feeding me way more of these fake AI influencers. And I am starting to think that the market for this type of influencer who's like effortlessly perfect, clean girl aesthetic, highly curated and gorgeous. I do feel like that type of influencer is going to start to disappear and be taken over with AI bots, and that there's going to become an appetite for influencers who kind of look like shit.
Okay.
Like, ugly influences.
100% agree. And this is what I was going to say earlier that I'm just remembering, which you reminded me of, which is there's a trend happening where Gen Z, who is notorious for hating millennials and being embarrassed with how cringe we are now circling around and making fan edits of people from 2008, basically, on how cringe and sort of quirky and adorkable we all were. But it's nostalgia. Like my little sister, who is a Gen Z, she's like capital Gen Z, whatever, the most Gen Z person.
Yeah.
And she posted a fan edit of like millennials in 2008, and it was like, man, I wish we had this. Like we to be free.
To be free.
And
to be free. My God.
So now, because everybody was just experimenting and we were just doing anything, like because we were all posting on social media and we were posting ourselves and just throwing anything at the wall.
We had MySpace, like we had, oh my God, we had Tumblr.
And now Gen Z's so paralyzed to even show any type of, like they're so afraid to be uncool that they can't even.
They're in freeze mode. They don't want to do anything. Yeah,
exactly.
Being cringe, being okay to like feeling fine to be cringe is so liberating. Like,
it's the only. It's. I really think that's the only way to be successful, like, and in any position.
Yeah. So I
have to
really,
do it.
that's kind of another prediction, but I'm really starting to think like influencers who kind of look a little rough and not great, are gonna have more of a shot. So, like, I'm excited. I think it's great.
Too.
It's like how I always enjoyed watching, like, art house films or movies from, like, Europe or the UK because the people actually look like humans as opposed to Hollywood movies where everyone looks like some type of model. Oh, okay, Jess, we did it. First episode back. We said we were going to keep it short and we didn't, but that's okay. We just have so much to talk about, you guys, and we're going to be back every week. Please, once again, if you know anybody who you think might like this podcast, please go ahead and share it. Follow us, hit the follow button so that you never miss an episode. We're on Instagram at artificialinsanity_pod. We're on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, what are you doing? If you're only listening, do you know how beautiful my skin is looking this year?
Oh, that too. That too. Yeah, if you're gonna miss out if you don't watch the glow up happen. We're gonna miss the glow up.
Okay, you guys, we love you so much. And next week, Jess, we are gonna rediscuss whether we agree with the predictions that we had after we've each listened to our respective homework. So we're gonna circle back to that and both see if we think if our homework changes our mind on the state of the job market in 2026.
Perfect.
All right, you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Artificial Insanity. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Our username is at Sophie and Jess. We're also on Instagram at Artificial Insanity Pod and TikTok at Sophie and Jess _AI. If you like the show, please hit the follow button, share it with a friend, or leave us a review. Thanks. Bye. Love ya.